you for joining us at the Nuggets from Within podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the Nuggets Within podcast. I am your host, Apostle Teresa S. Johnson. I just want to talk to you about a few things. I was singing earlier today. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Walking like a one-man army. And so I came on here and I said, let me just say this to you. You need to start saying what you need to say. I was reading in one of my books, Finding the Common Ground, Marriage versus Divorce. And I just so happened to see this chapter that's dealing with say what you need to say. And it deals with communication issues, because sometimes communication issues will arise and you'll be thinking something and you won't say it, and you'll want to say something and you're scared to say it, or you'll say something and you don't get your point across, but just say what you need to say. And so I'm going to read a few things out of here real quickly for you. You know, as for me personally, I would go into a conversation and the person would judge my response based on how I used to respond, or you know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you can go into a conversation and you assume that you know what the person is going to say and how the person is going to respond. And so you say something based on that. And you may get a different response, but you go into it premeditated thinking, nope, this is what the person is going to say. And you could be wrong. So when I communicated, I expected the same result. I expected the same response, because that was what I was used to, and that was what I was used to hearing. So I had programmed myself, this is going to be what it is. But if you don't give people a chance, you don't know what it's going to be. And so you can't go in with preconceived notions of how the conversation is going to go. Otherwise, you're just having a conversation by yourself. And so I remember when communicating, I was trying to make a shift on how I communicated, because I wanted to have effective communication. I wanted to be better. And it would be this whole tit-tat drama thing. I heard you. This is what you know, when you're telling somebody something, we're learning to rephrase the statement, rephrase the conversation. But if you haven't gotten to that point yet, all you're doing is waiting for your turn to talk. And so I devoted my time to communicating effectively. Otherwise, I would have spoken in unknown codes and thinking that you understood what I meant, that you understood, you read my mind, you knew what I wanted, you know what I meant. And it's like, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're saying. And until you say it, I don't know what we're talking about. And so I got to a place where I had to either allow my communication to still bring issues or create issues, or I had to deal with my communication and be bold and confident in what I wanted to say. And so I'm not talking about walking on eggshells. I'm not talking about being afraid of conflict. No, there's something that you need to say. There's something that you can speak to, and you need to start speaking. And so I'm going to say this to you now. If you don't want to stay in a nerve-wracking relationship where the communication is poor, whether it's work, home, church, family, whatever it is, you got to start saying what you need to say. There's a way to say everything. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to be timid, but you do need to say it. And so I will leave you with this. Stop walking like a one-man army. If you got something you need to say, then say it. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. I'm saying what I need to say. Maybe that's how I ended up doing counseling, because I'm saying what I need to say. I'm saying what needs to be heard, but I'm also listening before I say what needs to be said. And so I'm going to stop right there. This is the plug. So if you heard anything that stuck with you, maybe you want to follow up, or maybe you want to share it with somebody else, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, it's okay to say what you need to say.